Okay, off and running. He's back again. Yeah, this is end of January. Might even be the last day. It's the Tuesday. I think it is the last day of January today. And yeah, I was looking back last night at a few videos that I made, sort of middle of December. And yeah, I thought I'd post them. You know, this is just me, sort of talking to you, sitting in my cab, and yeah, sort of trying to put my aspect of my thought process on things. Yeah, well, I mentioned a lot of times in the previous two videos about monkey mind, and obviously not explaining to anyone what monkey mind is. I thought I'd have a go now. And yeah, the average person, believe it or not, is supposed to have 67,000 thoughts a day. And that sounds a lot, you know, 67,000 thoughts a day. First thing that I thought is, obviously that is a lot of thoughts. And then also the second thing that I thought was, how do they classify a thought? How does a thought start, or where does a thought start, and where does a thought finish? And yeah, well, I heard this and cross-referenced it as well with a couple of other things on the internet, and yeah, it's the average of between 60 and 70,000 thoughts a day. Now, depending on what you're doing, is obviously depending on what these thoughts are and where they're going. I'd imagine if you're busy at work and you've got quite a hectic job, I'd imagine a lot of your thoughts would be the ramifications of what you do and what you don't do in that job. But the other thought process which do enter people's heads, say for example for me, where I'm driving along now, there's not too much thought process going on. I'm sure you've all been, for those of people that drive, I'm sure that you've all driven before, and you've driven 5 or 10 miles, and then all of a sudden you sort of snap out of it and you can't actually remember the last sort of quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, half hour of where you've actually driven, or I mean, you can't remember going past that junction, and you know, it's just, you sort of go in autopilot. So yeah, when you're in that mindset of where you're driving, obviously your thought process is a little more intense, as it were. It's, well, not necessarily intense, but rather than concentrating on what you're doing and having the thought process of what you're doing, your monkey mind, as it were, is more intense. So yeah, you're probably thinking about sort of like things that may be up and coming, as it were, and sort of some social events happening, and or you may be thinking about something that has happened, and how you dealt with it, or what you maybe should have said, or if I'd have said this, that has been said, and then that would have said, and obviously it sort of escalates. And when you're in that monkey mindset process of the one where you're not really concentrating on too much, the statistics says that 90% of that thought process is complete bullshit, is absolute crap. 90% of your thought process in that mindset is absolute bullshit. It's good to know one. So yeah, with that in mind, you know, rather than bogging yourself down with things that in the past and getting anxious. No, start again. When you think with what actually did happen, and you're thinking of things in the past, it fills you usually with regret of what you could and couldn't have done, or maybe what you did do and you wish you wouldn't have done. And then if you're thinking of things in the future, then you get some anxious, some anxiety with your thoughts, and thinking, oh, if I do that, they might do that, and yeah, I can't do this, and blah blah blah. And yeah, that thought process, that is your monkey mind anyway, and that's where yeah, 90% of your thoughts are complete bullshit. So yeah, I thought I'd explain that to you, and see you in the next one.